Good afternoon. My name is Steve Fink. I'm an Associate Athletic Director for Communications here at the University of South Carolina. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's press conference as we begin a new chapter of Gamecock softball. Today we will hear from Athletics Director Ray Tanner, who will share some opening remarks here in the front row, former head coach, and introduce our new softball head coach, Ashley Chastain. Coach Chastain will then make her opening statements, and then we'll open up for questions from the media at that time. Following the press conference, Brian Halden will coordinate with the TVs for some one-on-ones back behind the curtain back here. So with that, I will turn over to Athletics Director Ray Tanner.
I think Steve wanted to say the old coach that was here. Thank y'all for being here today, and it's not often that I get a chance to be in front of the media. Many of you would say that was my choice, that I avoid you a lot, but I really want to tell you that you're here today. We appreciate that, and the fact that you cover Carolina sports the way you do, and you're extremely loyal and fair to our coaches and student athletes, and that means a lot. So I wanted to take the opportunity to say that in front of you today before we begin the official announcement of our new softball coach. I also want to say that I'm extremely grateful for Hillary Cox. So Hillary, can you just wave? Let's give Hillary a round of applause. She's the Associate Athletic Director in Administration, and she's the sports supervisor for softball. So she certainly did a heck of a job helping me with getting to this point today, and I'm grateful for her support. I'll try to be brief with my remarks today, but I want to say that, we're delighted to have Ashley Chastain back. She was here many years ago as a student athlete for the legendary Joyce Compton. So please welcome Joyce Compton back. Ashley is the 11th head coach in the history of South Carolina softball, and she played here from 2009 to 11. She also served as a graduate assistant in 12. She's the first alumnus to be named a head coach since Boo Major was when she came here a number of years ago. Recently, she was a head coach at UNC Charlotte, where she's been extremely successful. If you follow the 49ers, this past season, she won the regular season championship. She won the tournament championship. She won 16 games in a row going into the NCAA tournament. Very, very successful. She had a number of stops along the way in her young career. She was at the College of Charleston as an assistant, Michigan State as an assistant, and Ole Miss as well. And while at Ole Miss, she was the 2019 Softball American Pitching Coach of the Year. She's done a lot in a short period of time. It's someone that I personally have followed her career because she's a Gamecock. Even though she might have been at other schools, we keep up with our people, and we're delighted that she's back with us today. Also joining her today are her parents, the Chastains. We're glad to have you in attendance. And her fiancé is here, Robert Woodard. You may remember Robert Woodard. I think he pitched here on our campus a few times. Unfortunately, he did quite well when he pitched here for the other Carolina. But I know that Coach Beamer always says, welcome home. And we're so excited that people embrace what we do here at the University of South Carolina. Today is truly a time that we can say, welcome home, and it sticks. So please join me in welcoming one of our own coming back, Ashley Chastain, to be our softball coach. Are we doing the jersey now? Front side. Front side. Come on. You gotta have to join me. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Back there.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to try to get through this without a lot of emotion. In this moment, I'm filled with so much joy and just immense gratitude for this opportunity. It is truly a dream come true for me to be here today as your new softball coach and to be home at Carolina. I've spent many years here before, and there is no place like home. I am just accumulation of many people that I've been around in my life, and I have so many people to thank, so bear with me as I get through that list today. First, I would really just like to thank the Lord for blessing my life beyond measure. I could have never imagined standing here today before you as your softball coach, and what a blessing that is for me and my family. I'd like to thank my fiance, Robert. He got a great intro from Coach Tanner here. We have the debate in the House of Carolina, so that's going to be fun to continue on. But you know, I couldn't do this without the love and support that he gives me every single day, and now to live out my dream. If you didn't know, but coaching is kind of our thing, and we're really excited for this next adventure together. I'd like to thank my parents, David and Renee, who are here in the first row. They obviously mean the world to me, and everything that they instilled in me and my sister, it makes me a better coach every single day. I'd like to thank Charlotte, Mike Hill, Chris Thomason, everybody there in Charlotte for believing in me 5 years ago as a first-time head coach. You know, without that opportunity, none of this would be possible. I'd like to thank all my former players there at Charlotte for their buy-in and their belief in me as their leader. I'm really ecstatic, is a great word, to experience that with the current Gamecocks and future Gamecocks to come. As we turn the page of this new chapter for the program, I just would really like to express so much gratitude to Coach Tanner. He's always going to be Coach Tanner to me. But to Coach Tanner and to Hillary Cox for believing in me, and we've had so many great conversations over the past few days about what this program means to the department, to so many alumni, to so many Gamecocks across the country, and the vision that we have for it is really special. As I've reiterated several times, this program means the world to me. And to so many alumni, even people that are in the room. My catcher, PJ Fulmer, is here. She's got some great stories about me if you need them. My life has been impacted by Gamecocks for a really long time, and you might not know that about me, but I've been coached by Gamecocks for a really long time. My high school coach was Gamecock great Tina Plew-Whitlock. She coached me in high school. I had the privilege of being coached by Tiff Tootle. She's a Hall of Famer. And then I got to play for legendary Coach Compton here in the front row, and I've got some great stories about that we can talk about another time. But Coach Compton took a chance on me as a pitcher only. I was a PO. And I don't know if she remembers this, but there was a time that she told me I wasn't allowed in the hitting facility. I had the privilege to play and to work for Coach Beverly Smith, and to be honest with you, that has changed my career path. It has provided me so many great opportunities, and I will forever be thankful for that. I believe to make a program championship caliber, it really boils down to you need the right people. You need the right people in the program, and that starts with the staff. And I'm really, really excited soon to be able to tell you about the staff that I'm putting together. It's a staff that has deep Carolina roots, which we love, and a staff that is very loyal and that I have a lot of trust in, a staff that is the best in the country at player development, player connections, and recruiting. So as we talk about the right people, we want to bring the best talent here to Carolina. This is the best place in America, and we're going to recruit coast to coast and bring the best players and the best talent that we can to this program to win the SEC, because that's what we're here to do, is to win the league, and it is the premier league for softball in the country, and we want to be really successful in the conference. Also with recruiting, it's going to be really important for my staff and I that we put a fence up around the state. We want the best players in the region to come to the flagship school and to be Gamecocks for life. I'm really excited about getting to know the current team that's here. I've Zoomed with them, talked with them briefly, and in the process of communicating with them one-on-one over the next few days. And we've got a lot of players to talk to over the next couple months this summer that have already committed here and just evaluating all of that. But my staff and I is going to work tirelessly and really hard at making sure that we get the right people in this program to win. There really is no other person that's going to be more passionate and love this program more than my staff and I. And our goal and our vision is to lead this program to championships in the SEC and get the program to Oklahoma City where it belongs. And I would really love to answer any questions that anyone might have.
Hi, Ashley. Jack Belcher, GamecockCentral.com. Throughout all these years at Charlotte and even when you were an assistant on staff here at South Carolina, did you ever envision or think about, hey, maybe I have a chance to come back and come home and be a head coach here someday?
Absolutely. I love this place, and I was telling someone earlier today in an interview that I was doing that my original plan was to be a high school history teacher. I had a high school history teacher that really inspired me. I think it was my junior year of high school. And I came here and got a bachelor's in history and then stayed to get a secondary education degree in social studies. And then the game just never left me. And so then I started thinking about coaching and how that really, I think, was my path. And here we are many years later. So as I got into coaching and was provided many opportunities, this has always been my dream. And I'm just really thankful for the opportunity because you don't get many chances to coach at your alma mater.
John Whittle, thebigspur.com. You've been a player in the SEC, coached in the SEC at Ole Miss. The SEC record hasn't been great here recently. How do you change that trajectory? What's the process of that like, especially adding Oklahoma and Texas in there too?
Yeah, a tall task, right? College softball is just really booming across the country right now. It's really fun to watch. The talent in the game is the best it's ever been. So really excited for the challenge. If you'll get to know me, but my staff and I, we love really great competition. So we're going to welcome those opportunities to play the best as we become one of the best. And we've got to get the right players. I mean, that's what it boils down to. We've got to recruit really well. And that's just not on-field talent, but it's the right people off the field too. We just need to make sure that all across the board we have the right players and develop them into being the best. So I was thinking about this the other day because I got asked a similar question, and I think it really, once all of those things are in place, then it's my job to instill the belief in them that they can be anyone they play. And that was something that we did really well at Charlotte. As I think back to the teams that I've coached the past few years is, when they put the uniform on, they believed they could be anyone in the country. And they had a lot of success at some of those things. So now for me, just to watch our current team put on the Carolina uniform and really go out and believe that they're the best and that they're going to be anyone they play, I think that's what it's going to be about.
Julia Westerman, WIS-TV. You're very emotional right now taking this position. Just what drives your emotional connection to the sport?
I think I'm just overflowing with emotions because of, this is home for me. I'm just so humbled to be able to lead it. I just know so many people that have played in the program before me, and I just want to make those people so proud, now that I lead the program. And a lot of those players and people that Coach Compton coached, they've reached out to me over the past few days, and it's just been really humbling and brings back a lot of emotion to me that, that I get to represent the program, and, that is something that I just take really serious, and I think that's why I get so many emotions about it. Yeah.
Hey, Ashley, Jordan Kay with the state. You're obviously now at an SEC program that'll have more resources than you've had in years past. Do you have a plan of how you want to use the transfer portal, or how to fundraise for NIL dollars to help your program?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. It just means more, right? But yeah, I mean, we've got to do it all. I think with what we want to do with the program and the level that we want to win, like we're going to be really good at all of it. The transfer portal, we have a lot of experience with. The last few years at Charlotte, I think it was a way that we brought a lot of experience into the program that I was leading at that time and had some success in a short amount of time. But yeah, I mean, I think you have to use the portal. I think it's a great way to give players opportunities at a new start. Everyone has a story, everyone has a different journey, and I think it's really important to get to know that in the recruiting process as we go through the portal. But we're embracing it. We want to get the best high school players in the country, but we also want to get the best players out of the portal, and we need both. Like, we need to bring both in and make that cohesive and, marry those things together to have the best team that we can have here. So we're running full force in the portal and excited about those opportunities over the next few months as we build this team for the fall. As far as NIL goes, we're going to need a lot of support. And I think for me, that's going to be building relationships in the community and just building a lot of rapport with, people that are excited about what we're doing that are going to support us. So I think that comes down to personal connections and relationships that I'm going to work really hard at moving forward. Mm-hmm.
Can you describe the first phone call that you got from Coach Tanner and what was going through your mind at that point? Had you been preparing for that moment for any length of time and knew what you were going to say?
I don't know if you can prepare for that phone call. I'm a very be where your feet are at type of person. And so, I was very engulfed in my job at that point when I got the call from Coach Tanner. But yeah, really excited to answer the phone, and then obviously wheels start spinning on the opportunity. And we've had really great conversation. We met for 4 hours Sunday night and just really talked about the program and talked about the vision that we have for the program. And so yeah, it was a really great conversation, and I haven't seen Coach Tanner a really long time, so it was really great to just be able to talk to him about what he's done here since he became the athletic director. And so we just had really great conversation, and I was like thrilled to get the phone call, that original phone call.
Hey, Ashley Chastain, ABC Columbia. As you rewind the tape, you're donning the garnet and black on the softball diamond. You're pitching. Now we fast forward into this moment. You're speaking to us as the newest head coach. Describe the pride and passion you're going to take into this role that has come about for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's another person that's going to be more passionate about it than me. I think this is the best place in America, and I think we can make it such a destination for the best recruits in the country. I want to give our players the experience that I had, the experience that changed my life, changed the trajectory of my life, my career. So I don't know if you could bottle that up, that passion and just enthusiasm, but, I think that I want every player that puts on the uniform to feel the same way that I did and now continue to do when I lead the program. So I don't know if I can put it into words, but it's a pretty large amount of passion.
Ashley, you talked about putting a fence around the state of South Carolina, and obviously there's another program like Clemson in this state as well. How do you go about making South Carolina the premier program in this state?
Yeah, well, we've got to create an environment that the best players want to be a part of. That's where it all starts. So, my staff and we're going to work really hard at creating that environment, and that's a holistic approach of giving them the best player development we can give them. Our game is really good right now, so being able to guarantee them that they're going to walk into the program and leave a better player and a better person, growing them off the field while challenging them on the field to be the best that they can be. So I think, we've got to create a winning culture, a winning tradition, winning championships. And, I'm really competitive, so we're going to work really hard at beating Clemson at any recruit we go up against.
Ashley, back here. Amanda Poole with Watch Fox. Welcome back to Columbia.
Thank you.
Dawn Staley has shown a lot of support towards the softball team this past season, and to Bev and everything. I'm wondering, have you heard from any other coaches at South Carolina welcoming you? I know it's been a fast couple of days, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. I actually got a call from Coach Beamer last night. So, that was a really fun phone call. Obviously been a huge fan of his since he's been here and the work that he's done with the football program, and can't wait to see the inner workings of that myself now in person. But yeah, I was really thrilled to have a conversation with Coach Beamer and just how welcoming he was to me last night on the phone when he called me. But yeah, really excited to get to know the whole coaching body here. Just there's a lot of new people here since I left, and just creating those relationships internally is only going to create more passion and better opportunity for our program.
Hi, Will Kelly, Lexington County Chronicle. Being the second alumnus to come back and coach here at South Carolina, just what does that mean to you?
To be honest, I was unaware of that statistic until recently when that was shared to me, I think about 24 hours ago. And that's just the coolest thing ever. I had no idea about that. So it just means a lot to me. I think not only just as an alum of the softball program that, Coach Compton built, but, just holistically as a being alum from the entire department, I think it's just really special and something that I've been processing the last couple hours really as I found that out.
You mentioned your competitiveness. Your winning percentage as a head coach is slightly behind maybe another household member who is a head coach. Are y'all competitive in that regard, and how do y'all make each other better as coaches?
Yeah, we are very competitive. I think, Robert is, he's my safe place. So we never compete with each other on wins and losses. We just try to support each other as much as we can. And I think, he's been my perfect partner because, he gets it. He understands it. Wins and losses, hard times, bad games, great games, even losing recruits. I mean, just the gamut of things that you experience as a coach. And he's taught me so much about what it's like to be a really great coach. Since we've been together. And so we are very competitive, but we try to keep the win-loss record out of the house.
Ashley, I know it's been a few days, but the way you've seen things at South Carolina over your time here and with the team now, what's the biggest barrier between the team right now and becoming a national title contender every year?
That's a great question. I think I've been a fan for the last decade or a little bit more than that, just observing the program and where it's at. And, I think the biggest thing right now the program needs is just to be more competitive in the league. It is the premier league of college softball, and so we're just going to work really hard to get the right players and the right systems, because at the end of the day, like the win-loss column is a byproduct of the systems that we have within the program. And so, all I can do moving forward is to come in and change the system, change the process, bring the right people in, and then, have to believe that the outcomes are going to be a byproduct of all of that when it comes to wins and losses. Awesome. Thank you guys so much.